So you just take a step, you dig, you look at it as soil sample, see if there's any gold, right? If there isn't, what do? Do you feel pity for yourself? No. Don't keep digging either, because there's no gold. Move forward, go left, go right, go back, and you just keep moving until you hit a gold sample, right? We're gonna pivot, and this is what I'm gonna do. Every week, we're gonna launch a new app, and this is my formula. We come up with an idea every Monday, we implement it until Friday, we launch it on Saturday and monitor it. On Friday, we test it. On Saturday, we launch it. On Sunday, we monitor it. And on Monday, like a clockwork, we will pivot. Does that make sense? How many of you guys can do some variation of this formula? You think you can implement it in your own business? Just one person? Two? Okay. All right, so I give you guys another variation of it. For some businesses, it is harder to do, and I'll give you another variation of it that actually helps. For businesses that are kind of quick to pivot, that is the best formula. Like a week or 2 week sprints, do one idea, run for a week or two. At the end of it, don't kill the idea. Just force yourself to start a new one. It could be one pivot from that idea, so it doesn't have to be drastically different, but it's a change in direction. So we did that from October to December of 2007. And December of 2007, I stumbled upon online dating. It's really like, it's just like that. I had never thought of online dating before that in my life. So we got to it. We were just going vertical by vertical. And I had a simple formula. This is one way to think about it. It's like I mapped the online businesses that were successful at that time. And I said, which one of them would transition from .com to apps, all right? And I literally went one by one by one by one until I hit online dating. Does that make sense? Do you guys see the thought process? And when that happened, we started getting, we were getting $50,000 users a day. Does that make sense? Okay, I just stepped on a gold mine. So let me actually give you a visual. So this is how it works as an entrepreneur. You're somewhat blind. You're trying to look for a gold mine, literally, all right? So you just take a step, you dig, you look at it as soil sample, see if there's any gold, right? If there isn't, what do? Do you feel pity for yourself? No. Don't keep digging either, because there's no gold. Move forward, go left, go right, go back one step, okay? Take another soil sample, all right? Is there gold? No. Go this way. Is there gold? No. And you just keep moving until you hit a gold sample, right? What do you do at that point? Go down, all right? So I tell you one other thing, this is a little bit more advanced. So imagine the actual gold mine is right there. I'm giving you a visual, right? So you got close to it, you took a soil sample, and you have some gold, right? You start digging, that's the first logic. You just start digging, right? But there is a possibility if you go one step to the right, there's even more gold, right? So what you do is almost two things at the same time. You start digging furiously, all right? So you have traction, you start digging furiously. Then you take a step right. While your crew is digging there, you took another soil sample. Does that make sense? And then if it turns out there's more gold here, you say, guys, glad you're digging over there. Please move over one step to the right. Does that make sense? You guys understand the visual? So in our case, the time when I got the first huge traction was when I started building quiz apps and friends were rating each other. So that's when I got a lot of traction, all right? There was some gold. I was getting a lot of users, but it wasn't quite right. I'm like, okay, this is not exactly a product that actually becomes a big company. So I was almost there, and I didn't. So I went one step to the right, took another soil sample, and I'm like, all right, here we go, guys. All right, abandon everything. Some people are still doing polling widget or whatever. Just drop everything. Everybody come right here. We're going to dig. Does that make sense? So it's a combination of a bunch of things. It's kind of, I think of it as, there's luck definitely is an element of it, but it's more than that. So one, what did I exactly do? So I said, this is kind of like higher level. So you always want to have a macro trend in mind. The macro trend is .com is going into apps. That was a macro trend I was betting on, all right? So then naturally you think, what is viable in .com and which one of those will go smoothly or first into apps? So I listed out big .com companies at the time, and Match.com, eHarmony were part of them, right? So we're travel sites. So I basically looked at them, and I went, okay, so this is you develop a hypothesis. You're like, okay, so online dating could be that, right? And then that's how you determine your test site. Does that make sense? For example, if you wanted to go into crypto, how would you apply the exact same logic? Come on, it's easy. Exactly right. Exactly right. Just look at the biggest finance-related companies, online companies, and then create a roadmap of their crypto version. And then go take a soil sample, then move on, take another soil sample, then move on, take another soil sample. This is my visual walking around, monkeying around the stage helps.